my schedule looked a lot different. I was moving a lot differently, or not moving a lot differently. It just, I guess that extra fire wasn't lit up under me like, oh, I need to get this stuff done because I know we're going to be out and gone and all these things and that. And I just been chilling.
To some, boundaries are just placing limits. To me, it's where the limitless things begin.
Hello, hello, hello. And thank you for tuning into the Boundaries and More podcast with Jess Abraham. I'm your host, Jess Abraham, your favorite boundaries coach. And today's episode is brought to you by Joyful Styles. Joyful Styles is a lifestyle brand that provides premium quality apparel that promotes joy and positivity. Joyful Styles believes how we approach a situation matters, and choosing to be joyful makes all the difference. You have the power, and it's time to embrace it. So, get your Joyful Styles apparel at joyfulstyles.com. That's JoyfulStylez.com. Let's go, let's go. For those of you who have not yet taken that boundaries quiz, take some time out today to take that boundaries quiz. It's 2 minutes of your life. You get a gauge of where you are and where you would like to go. You see the difference, right? As you progress, by listening to these episodes, implementing the practical things I discuss here. It's just to be, I believe, very beneficial for you, right? But it's up to you. Take the time out today to click that link in the show notes to take that boundaries quiz, or text me the word boundaries to 210-801-9153. And I got you. Also, I have a really, really great practical guide spilling the tea for you all. If you're someone who would like to know the 5 things about boundaries I wish I knew sooner and how it can help you implement those things in your life a lot sooner, then I want you to click that link in the show notes for the 5 things about boundaries I wish I knew sooner, or text me. Text me the word sooner to 210-801-9153. Okay, y'all, look, I'm ready to get into it, y'all. I am. I'm coming here with a full heart, and I really want to pour some of that out with you all today. This is just, man, it's just been different. And I want to share that with you all, right? Because this is, again, is my life, right? So I bring real things about my life, from my life, that to you all, that can be beneficial to you all, or all these different things, right? Or hey, this is my platform, right? So I can pretty much do whatever I decide at the same time too. But truly, I really want to pour some of this out to y'all, to you all. Y'all see it, right? The reality is, right? The reality is, y'all. Okay, so um the wife and I have been thinking for a while now and been working on some things that is quickly approaching. I feel like it's quickly approaching now that, yeah, we've commit to in a certain way, right? I'll talk about that on another episode. But however, during this process and things, lately I really felt like on the business side, just things, I haven't been doing too much, right? I haven't been doing much of anything, I feel, right? Even though, I mean, truly, I'll say, despite, right? Despite what other people may think or say or how they see it, like, oh, I'm still doing this and doing that and whatever. That's great and all. But from my perspective, right, I haven't been doing much of anything on the business side. And truthfully, the reality, right, not just my perspective, but the reality is, granted, the podcast has not skipped a beat, right? My post that goes out every Monday, right? My boundaries look like that has not, that's been consistent. That has not skipped a beat either. And it's just like, it's crazy to think about. Like, it's helpful, right? Shout out to this technology and things that we have. However, the reality is I haven't created content in weeks. Right. So, yeah, you heard an episode of the podcast last week, but that episode was created weeks ago. Right. It's just, I haven't created. Now, the truth is, I had every intention right? To create different episodes, create more content on this and that, just different platforms, things of that sort. Had every intention, right? But the truth is, I wasn't really that intentional, right? So most of that stuff did not happen for weeks. Now, the other thing that's been really, really interesting to me and how I'm like, man, I don't know, bruh, I feel like I just fell off my game, right? But truly, like it was interesting because for weeks as well, I have not worked out. Right, for weeks I have not worked out. Now thank God I haven't like gained crazy pounds or any of that stuff. I just been kind of maintaining in a way, but I haven't worked out in either, right? And that's kind of rare for me. Like there's been situations where it has happened that I didn't work out and whatever, but like typically, especially this time, right, this day and age, it's really, really unusual for weeks to go by and I not work out. I may done a little something here. I think I did a little. I say it like this. I feel like did a lot more natural exercises, just getting out, walking around, going to the stores, and this, that, just things of that sort to get some type of movement in. But actually working out, right, going to my workout room to work out or any of that stuff, I have not done it, and that's kind of unusual, right? So again, I feel like something is or was off, right? At this point in time, I feel like we got a good gauge on things, but I really felt that something just was off, right? I don't know why, and I think part of me, truthfully, felt kind of content with that, and the other part of me was like, "Nah, what are you doing, girl? Like, get your stuff together, get your whole life right now." It is so interesting, but this is, yeah, the reality is this is the things that's been going on with me for the last few weeks, right? So now, when things like this normally happen, like me not creating content and weeks go by without whatever, well, particularly me not creating content for weeks, normally I it it's intentional that happens because I make a deliberate plan to do certain things. Like, for example, my wife and I are going on trips or we're traveling for an extended period of time, back to back, this and that. Then I take time to actually batch create content. And, for those of you who don't necessarily batch create, that you create content in advance and have it scheduled to go out on a certain day or time or whatever, right? So normally I do that when we're traveling, things of that sort. But this time it's just been different. We weren't traveling. We actually, maybe that, you know what? Just thinking about it literally right here, right now, maybe that's part of it. Like this, this time frame, it's been actually a time that, my wife and I have been not traveling or home for a while now. Like this is kind of weird, right? Unusual for us as well. We're typically traveling, and now this part was kind of intentional too. We wanted to slow down a bit on the travel and things of that sort. But I think now, y'all, literally, I'm currently right now. It's like I'm feeling it and working through it. The thing is, I feel like that plays a part in it, right? My schedule looked a lot different. I was moving a lot differently, or not moving a lot differently. It's just, I guess, that extra fire wasn't lit up under me. Like, oh, I need to get this stuff done because I know we're going to be out and gone and all these things and that. And I just been chilling. I just been chilling now all the time, every day. I thank God that truly my wife and I, we have the ability to chill. Right? Now, some of that I want to do, some of that not necessarily, right? But the reality is these have been some of the most chilled weeks for me ever. Now, all of this time has not been relaxing necessarily. And on the business side of things, I definitely don't feel like it's been that productive, like truly that much at all. Now, somewhere I may come across later in times and I'm like, you know what? During that time, this actually happened, and et cetera, then I can see that. But you know what? Now that I'm talking this thing through right now, and just thinking about it, like some of that I see what some of that's been happening. Like it's some real major life changes and things happening in our lives. And man, yeah, it all plays a part. Whether we want to believe it or not, y'all. Right? So everything, literally, y'all, everything in your life has its place. It plays a part. It takes effect, right? Whether you're paying attention or you're not paying attention, you're being intentional or you're not being intentional, all the things, it plays a part. And y'all, I've been noticing it a lot more these last few weeks because it's been different for me. Right? Not necessarily bad, not necessarily the greatest either, but it's been kind of like, I guess in a sense, neutral. It's been really, really neutral. And part of that neutralness feels a bit weird. Just because it's kind of, for me, it feels a bit out of character. It feels a bit like like I said, y'all, what girl, what are you doing? What are you doing with your life? Now, let me take some time to take a step back and explain this. Now, I'm not talking about being a busybody, doing this, doing that, whatever, because now I overcame that a while ago, right? We're not talking about that. We're not talking about just doing stuff just to do it, to look busy, feel busy, and not be productive, right? We're not talking about action with no productivity, none of that stuff, right? We're not in those things, right? It's just, again, y'all, it's been different. It's been different. And now, y'all, some of the things I'm just here right now. I'm taking this time to just pour some of my heart out to you all. And one of the things that came up during this time that I've been thinking about is truly the podcast may transition into seasons, right? Like really built in breaks, not just cranking out X amount of episodes because we're going here and doing that or cover this time period because this and that or whatever. No. Like real seasons, built in breaks. However, the verdict is still out on that, okay? So the decision for that has not been made yet, but I'm letting y'all know the reality is that's been part of this thinking process. That's been part, like, so during this time, I've taken some time and I've been thinking about stuff and not thinking about stuff and all these different things. But I'm like, y'all, this is just where I am right now. Right. And, just thinking about some of the major life changes that's happened in my life may have not been necessarily this, but different transitions look differently. And when I transitioned from, I guess, civilian life into the military, right? Transitioned from the military back into civilian life and things of that sort, right? Transitioned from working a full-time to full-time entrepreneurship to dialing back on different things, being an entrepreneur and different things, like transition, it's real. Right. And y'all not feel like, right, facts over feelings, right? But I'm telling y'all what I feel. I feel like part of this is because these transitions that's been happening in our life, and that's stirring up to happen, right? The things to come, right? The difference, like, man, y'all, I yeah, seemingly a little lost for words, right? Just thinking about it all. I told you, y'all, it felt a bit weird, right? And I am grateful that I believe I'm on the other side of that right now, because y'all, I keep telling myself, like, regardless of whatever it is, oh, y'all know, man, God is so good. Thank you, God. Y'all, it's just coming to me. I see the things, like the reason that certain things has been happening. Now, y'all, I've been doing specifically. I'm putting it out here, telling y'all because this is what popped in my spirit right now. One of the reasons I know the workout thing started being different. I wasn't consistent in my workout. I haven't feel like I worked out for weeks and all this because my different work. The favorite workout I think I liked doing, the machine I like using, like my climber machine. It some part I don't know. It pretty much is not functional right now, right? I put it like that. And once that became not functional, what needed to happen was I needed to switch things up, doing different workouts, whatever, incorporating different stuff. I started going back to one of these workout programs that I used to do, but it's just not the same and it's fun for me anymore. I mean, I guess the whole process, truthfully, isn't that fun for me anymore. I used to love and uh, breathe this stuff and like get up excited about get my workout in. And these days things are a little bit different. It's necessary, and maybe that's what's going on. I feel like it's more necessary than whatever, but I'm looking for ways to make it fun again, and certain ideas I had to make it fun. Things are happening to like block that and stop that, right? Because I need to do some more of the hard stuff, I guess. Hey, the verdicts are out on that too, I guess. But y'all, it's just like when these unexpected things happen in our lives, what are we going to do about it? Right? I challenge you to prepare yourself, right? I've done this in my life, throughout my life before, and things that I posted this even before, like years ago. I remember now, but it's like expect the unexpected. The unexpected was happening in my life, but I was prepared for it, right? Again, I told y'all the podcast didn't skip a beat. The my weekly post stuff didn't skip a beat. All those different things, I was prepared. Now, I didn't prepare for it knowing exactly what would take place over the next few weeks, but I was prepared, right? Expect the unexpected. We must do whatever is necessary to put ourselves in position so when different things come to us, like different unwanted things or things that just feels like, oh man, something pops up and we feel like, oh man, this is just going to throw us off our game and all these different things. What are you going to do to be prepared for this? Right? When it comes to your reality is, right? And you take that necessary time, whether you intentionally do it or whatever is going on in your life, that you decide to not do it, or you just don't do it. You don't move and be as productive as you feel you should and need to be. What are you going to do in those times? Right? That's something for you to think about. That's practical for you to think about, even write things out, right? Now, what we're not going to do, gotta say this, thank you, God. What we're not going to do is be in here all worst case scenario this, worst case scenario that, doomsday this, doomsday that. Not now. That is not what I'm saying. Hear me clearly. I'm not saying to just strictly focus your mind on that stuff. I'm just telling you, expect the unexpected. In my own way, I give all credit to God. I expected the unexpected, not knowing when during these weeks these things was happening or not happening, that I was in the unexpected. Hindsight, I see that. And it's very interesting to me. Just sitting here talking about it and thinking about it right now. So interesting. Now, again, y'all have the practical things. There's some things I would like to just take care of right now. And yeah, I really want to just leave it at that. I just wanted to pour some of my heart out to you all today. A little bit different than our typical episodes and things of that sort. But that's really what I have for you today, y'all. And it came through. Expect the unexpected. That's probably what the title should have been, but it's okay. It was given to me. The reality is, it's my reality. So y'all, now I want to leave y'all on knowing that things are on the up and up, because I've decided that regardless of how long it's been for this and that, all I need to do is start. I can start the counter, right? The clock and the counter again. Like, just go, just start, just start. And then it won't be, oh, I haven't done this in weeks. I did it. Even if I did it for that day, maybe skip the next day and do it again. Like, just start. Just start, and start where you are, right? We don't need to be gung ho going straight to advanced level, when the reality is maybe we are in a season where we're back to beginner's level. That's okay. We don't need to be intermediate when we're used to being that way for whatever. Like, we might be in a season where we need to go back to beginner, like back to the basics, back to the starting line. It's okay. Yeah, I'm telling you, it's okay. It don't necessarily feel as great, but what are the facts? We're human. We're human. I'm human. And this is what it is, y'all. Look, again, I'm gonna leave it at that. Like, I really don't want to get into it, because I feel like I'm getting into a whole another podcast episode. But that's where that's where it's at. The reality is, y'all, expect the unexpected. And when you do, you put those things in place, and you put people in your place, people in your place, people in your life in place, like, to help you or to reach out when something seems a little bit off, and all these different things. Like, hey, value those people. Another podcast episode soon come. Value those relationships. But y'all, that's what I have for y'all today, man. Just that's what I got. And yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that. Y'all take some time out today to follow us on Instagram at Boundaries and More Podcast. Again, that's on Instagram at Boundaries and More Podcast. Awesome. It's here, right? It's here. And there'll be some, super exciting things happening and going on there in the Boundaries and More community, right? If you want to be a part of the exclusive community, then you can click the invite in the show notes, right? Or you can go to community.boundariesandmore.com. Again, that's communities. Well, community, my apologies, community.boundariesandmore.com, or just click the link in the show notes. Make it easier for you. But I really appreciate y'all. I really, really do. And I want y'all to take some time out today, right? Just like I will, regardless of what the past weeks were like, right? It's in the past now. I'm going to take the time out today, and I want y'all to take the time out today to have an amazingly beautiful day. Enjoy the rest of your week, and be back here next week for more Boundaries and More with Jas Abraham. Talk to y'all then.